Hey y'all, it's Sarah Poet, and I'm in the woods, my natural habitat, and wanted to share this message with you before I walk up this hill and totally lose my breath. So, what we're experiencing right now, what many of us are experiencing right now, is a rehabilitation of the energy body in alignment with source creation. This is what our heart and souls want, even if our minds don't yet realize that we want it. So if we're on a healing pathway, if we're on a masculine feminine reunification pathway, this is what is at play, because everything is trying to come back to wholeness and unification. That's what this age is about, this time on the planet is about. It's very exciting. So I wanted to talk about this rehabilitation of the light body and how we experience it and why it's needed at this time, quite frankly. So I just left the gym, working on that physical layer, right? But we have physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Hiking in the woods is a little bit of all of those. So we carry the most density, obviously, in this physical layer because it's the most dense in terms of what the particles and the matter are doing, right? And then there's also density to clear in the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. And we crave that. That's why we go to like energy clearings, Reiki, therapy, trauma healing, like that's why we seek it. The work that I do is a combination of all kinds of things, but we are meeting in the unified field of creation. So we're setting that intention that that's the field that holds us. And the reason that this is very important is because when we get in touch with that, this field also organizes healing and recreation and rehabilitation of who you naturally are. So it's really important that we even realize this and get with this intention. So I want to share a little story, which is what I was thinking about when I was walking here this morning. And that is that I was recently in a client session with a woman who's aware, people aren't going to be in my sessions if they're not people on a seeking path, right? So this young woman was with me and wants changes in her life. And I could have coached about mindset. I could have coached about actions. I could have done all of those kind of 3D things, right? Even the emotional, the trauma healing. But what we did was we opened up the unified field so that I'm looking into the multidimensional nature of the unified field. And what was there was, again, this opportunity to clear energy. There was quite a bit of density in the physical layer that we were able to clear. She was even talking about, weight gain and like actually feeling really heavy and carrying too much, right? So we did some clearing on that physical energetic layer of the clearing the density from that layer. But then the message really was a both and, that we could do this work, but the real responsibility right now was for her to really deepen into this rehabilitation of her own energy body, of her own sovereignty, and of her own source connection, right? This is very, very important that we even intend this, that we even be aware of this. And many people on an awakening path don't even have these words yet, which is why I'm making this video in the woods before I hike up this hill, to share this. So we don't have to know exactly what it looks like to rehabilitate the energy body. It's we continue questing. I mean, I still don't know exactly what it looks like. That would be crazy if I said that I knew exactly what it looked like, right? I'm a human on a path just like you are. So we continually get these impressions, intuitions, nudges, right? I'm lifting heavier weights right now because my guidance is giving me that information to do that, to really strengthen on this physical layer. And I'm strengthening not just brute force, but refining, right? Attuning. And every day in every way. There's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and we all have a next level in each of those areas that we are intuiting. That is the best daily plan that any coach could ever give you. Know what the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual next levels are for you in your life, and then do them. Follow through on them. And as we do that, what we are doing is rehabilitating the strength of the fullness of who we are, which is a conduit for source and for unified creation. So this is what we're doing. There's much more to share on this topic, but I'll just share today that if this is resonating with you, I invite you to do two things. One is sign up for my email list at sarahpoet.com, because I'm always giving a lot of goodness to that list and a lot of tips. And then the second call to action today would be to check out my group Resource. It is a women's group starting May 2025, and we are focusing on this reconnection to source connection to bolster our resources, our feminine resources within. I say there are 8 feminine resources within. That's a whole other teaching. So these 8 feminine resources, and then to bolster those resources without. So we want to tap into this natural creative abundance that the feminine naturally is, and yeah, it's a unique and alchemical teaching. Resource starts late May 2025. So much love to you. I hope that there were some snippets in this video that you needed to hear and were motivating to you. And just remember that as we rehabilitate our light bodies, the truth of who we are, the strength of who we really actually are, we are a conduit between heaven and earth, right? Source and the body of the earth. And there's an energetic system that supports that. And the more we rehabilitate that, the more we actually anchor in the new paradigm, the new earth, new systems of abundance, the prosperity that we've been looking for, but not in the old ways. We anchor them in alignment to source creation and the world that we are creating and wanting to see, starting with our own selves first. So I'm Sarah Poet. Thank you for watching, and much love.